That's when you see this list, that's why it's growing so big. The utility guy is doing what he can to collect the money. If you're not gonna pay it, you're not gonna pay it. The list is gonna keep growing. But right now, that person is allowing only 1 month's bill to accumulate, or a dollar amount, I can't remember what it is, but, so if your bill's $70 and the next month it's $75, so you owe $145, you're gonna be on, we're gonna come to shut your water off. This time of year, we can assess it to recoup the city's utility money.
We got bills here that are more than 2 or 3 years of my bill. They're more than 2 months. 2 or 3 years ago, we were shutting people's water off. Did we quit doing that?
No, we still do it. We just got down through a round. We used to do, council, just so you know, we used to do, when I was doing it, we do 20, 25 once a year. We're doing 50 every 2 months, 3 months. So it's a reoccurring problem that's escalating. So it's not something that I don't know how we can address it any different. We cut the time period down to 1 month, and it helps the people that are in trouble also. They don't have a $1,000 outstanding bill. But some of them you're referring to, Counselor, are old bills. But if the house is foreclosed or the renter moved out and the guy sold the house, the city's trying to catch a utility bill that's already 3 property owners down. Sometimes we don't even know who the bank is. We can't find the bank who owns the property.
Well, all these foreclosed homes, you know what bank it is. Scott County has a list of each one. I called them. There's foreclosed homes here over 2 years that people are still living in. We know who them banks are, and you have them listed. But that's a long time of leaving their water on. Is this public information, this list?
It is.
Is it on the web? We should put it on the web, or put it in the newspaper. That would help.
Discussion, other cities have published it. The city of Belle Plaine has never chosen to go that route, but we could if that's council's wishes.
People are borrowing money from us rather than paying 30% credit card. What's the percentage?
We pay, our penalties are 10%.
Okay, it's a lot cheaper than 30. You told me a couple months ago that we voted here to accept using credit cards here, and you said that would help, but that didn't seem to help either.
That's not.
Well, the list is bigger, so it didn't help, that I see. Unless we have more houses.
All right. I think that the economy is pretty evident in this, and that we have some people that are struggling out there. And it's just a tough time. So I will, unless there's any other comments on this particular issue, I'll ask for a motion to accept the consent agenda. Do we have that motion? Yes, we do. We do have a motion. I will call the question. All in favor of accepting the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. Thank you very much. We'll move on down to ambulance department report. Department reports, ambulance department.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. You have my report. Would you have any questions?
Any questions from council? Seeing none, thank you for your report.
You're welcome.
Fire department?
Thank you, Mayor, Councilman. You have my report. I'll take any questions at this time.
Are there any questions for the chief?
I just had one.
Yep.
Randy, that engine 24, is that one we recently purchased?
Yes. Bunch of electrical stuff problems we had. It was down there for one whole day.
So they'll warranty it.
Nope. 1 year. It's past the 1 year.
So I'm thinking, okay.
You'll see the bill next month.
Thanks. Any questions? Any other questions for the chief? Thanks for your report.
Thank you.
Police department? Are there any questions for the chief? I do have one. Is that, this seems to be a lot more, last month we had a lot of activity out on the highway with it looks like you're assisting the State Patrol. Is that going on again?
Yes, the heat program is taking effect in this month, and that's reimbursement from the state through federal monies to assist the state patrol and enforcement of aggressive drivers.
All right, very good, thank you. Are there any other questions for the chief? Otherwise, we'll accept your report with thanks. Community development, Ms. Rosenfeld?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You'll also have my report. I'll take any questions that you might have.
Are there any questions for Ms. Rosenfeld?
I have one.
Yes, Mr. Lane.
Tricia, is this rubbish business that people just stack outside there, on the yard? How long do you let that before we should complain about it? I mean, is it a month, weeks? I see some of it piled up on people's yards, What's the normal, what people are waiting for to complain about it? And then, of course, you still have to go through the process. I'm talking just the complaint side of it.
Councilmember Lang, Mr. Mayor, generally what we do is check it out and then give them about 10 days to fix the problem.
Okay.
And then we'll go out and inspect it after that. Sometimes we like to work with them as much as we can and try to understand their situation. But generally, the time frame given is 10 days.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, we accept your report with thanks. Mr. Murphy?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members. My report, I have an update on the MediaCom, the connection between here and the old junior high. The cable has been strung. Looks like tomorrow they will be in to connect it up here, both here and at the junior high. And I received a communication from Mr. Boardwell today regarding the connection between here and Oak Crest, the middle school out there. The funds for the project have been approved. The fiber optic cable has been ordered, and once they receive that, they will schedule the installation here. It'll be this year. So that's my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Any questions for Mr. Murphy? Seeing none, we accept your report. Thank you. Now is the portion of the meeting that's devoted to the public forum. This is not to be confused with the public hearing that's following immediately after. If there's anybody in the audience that would like to address the council on any matter, please step up to the microphone and give your name and address for the record.